Hello everyone. We will be talking about Options for Recovery. Options for Recovery is a residential substance abuse program reserved for pregnant or parenting women with children age of 5 and under. These women seek to obtain long-term treatment for drug and alcohol addiction. During this program, counseling, parenting, and life skill classes are provided as well. Women who enter into the program begin their treatment with a detoxification period of 24 to 72 hours, and post-detoxification women undergo residential treatment period of 90 to 120 days. During this time period, they are offered various treatment plans such as alcohol and drug treatment, individual and group counseling, peer support, and child development and parenting classes as well. Overall, Options for Recovery is a collaborative effort between the Sacramento County Department of Health Services and Strategies for Change.
The purpose of having a program like Options for Recovery is to allow mothers and children to receive addiction treatment, mental health treatment, parental skills, aftercare planning, and counseling. Rehabilitation from substance addiction can be an exhausting, difficult time in one's life. Recovering from substance use disorder is not easy. There are several barriers for their recovery, such as difficulty coping, having time away from kids, costs, stigma, etc. This is why we are thankful to Options for Recovery for creating a program that will positively impact lives forever. Women spend time learning more about proper childcare and are given access to workshops and items including cribs and car seats. Within the facility, a lot of the women are very close and rely on each other, and they share similar struggles and seek comfort and advice within each other. Women often leave this program happy, healthy, and informed on how to provide adequate care for their current or future family. The support and assistance from the organization and the other women is essential for the well-being of the women as they transition to a life free of addiction and ready to enter family life. So we will be describing our experience at Options for Recovery by relating it to the theory of structural and social determinants of health. So according to the World Health Organization, the definition of social determinants of health is that many factors combine together to affect the health of individuals and communities. Whether people are healthy or not is determined by their circumstances and environment. To a large extent, factors such as where we live, the state of our environment, genetics, our income and education level, and our relationships with family and friends all have considerable impacts on health. So there is no doubt that there are several factors that contribute to the health of individuals. This model is applicable to the Options for Recovery program because substance use disorder is a health-centric issue that revolves around the environment, relationships, income level, education, genetics, access to food, access to proper health care, etc. The stigma associated with addiction can be a huge influence as to why some stay away from receiving treatment. Now, structural determinants of health are described as institutional barriers that may interfere with one's health, such as structural racism, privilege, and cultural and societal values that are structural barriers that may prevent people in certain situations from receiving the help that they need. Some examples of structural determinants of health include the cultural mistrust in healthcare and institutional racism towards certain minority groups. With this discussion about how multiple factors can contribute to the onset of a condition and talking about the stigma associated with it, we would like to emphasize that drug addiction is never a personal choice, but rather is an outcome of the circumstances and environment that a person is in.
Let's spare a moment and put ourselves in the shoes of one of the women in this program. I was fortunate enough to talk to one of the mothers at the site and get to know her a little bit more. She began her story by mentioning that she is the mother of 4 teenage boys and now a beautiful baby girl. She considers the baby girl as the lucky charm in her life. Her journey into addiction began when she experienced postpartum depression. Being a housewife, she said she didn't have much to do but cook, clean, and take care of her children. She mentioned that she was lacking a purpose in her life. This made her vulnerable and she began to overdose on postpartum antidepressant drugs. During her addiction, her husband, kids, and friends had no idea what she was going through. No one talked to her or asked her how she was doing. And at times when they did, she always hid what she felt and told them she was doing fine. The doctor only diagnosed her with overdosing on antidepressant drugs after she gave birth to her daughter 1 year ago. Once she got the chance to talk to her doctor and her family, she wanted to change her lifestyle. She believes that if her daughter never came along, she would still be an addict. Her daughter gave her a purpose in life. With her experience, the only thing she told us was to have a purpose in life and pursue our goal. Although she successfully completed her education at a private college and came from a happy family, her lack of purpose forced her to do things she never imagined she would do. By telling us her story, she wanted us to learn from her mistakes.
In relating the story of this woman to the theory of social and structural determinants of health, it can be understood that her unemployment was an economic instability and a source of stress, which was a social determinant that led her to turn to drugs. One of the women that we interacted with at Options for Recovery was only 22 years old and was not able to attend school or college. This is another social determinant in which her incomplete education may have contributed to her turning to drugs. We recognize and would like to point out that these factors are not the faults of the women, but rather a result of certain unfortunate circumstances. We would like to take this moment to applaud the women at Options for Recovery and other residential treatment programs for the tenacity and the determination to better themselves, for their health, and for their family. Now let's look at a short clip from a video of a woman discussing her experience at a residential treatment program that's similar to Options for Recovery.
I have a path I can go down now. And before I just was hitting a wall. I just kept hitting a wall, and that wall kept getting closer and closer, and I kept getting pushed backwards. But now I feel like I can move forward. They took me under their wing and loved me and just knew what I was going through. And I'm just grateful that they were able to get through the steps to help me. And they genuinely heal by helping me. And that makes me feel like I'm not burdening them. It makes me feel like I'm helping them. And they're helping me. And I'm just grateful that there's just unconditional love here. No judgment, just acceptance. And I've never felt that before. Just seeing that I can do it, that I don't have to live a whole life of just miserable obsession over drugs. So many women have gotten through this, and they're beautiful, wonderful moms today, and I'm not a mom yet, but I can't wait to be.
During our very limited time at the site, we were able to conduct various activities during the Mommy and Me sessions. We did Valentine's Day coloring, baked cookies, conducted art therapy, where we colored and drew pictures while getting to know each other, and paper mache bowls. On our last day at the site, we made cards and candles for the supervisor's wife's vigil because she unfortunately passed away recently. These activities did not only help us to get to know the mothers better, but also learn their personality, past experiences, stories, and their family. The children of the mothers came along as well during these sessions, and it was very lovely to watch how the mothers looked forward to this particular session every week just so they could see their child for the few hours. It was also very surprising to see how all the women in the program looked at each other as family and supported each other.
Our experience serving the community at Options for Recovery has been nothing short of powerful and profound. The experiences and learning we gained from spending time with the women have helped us become more understanding of the community. As future healthcare professionals, we hope to instill a sense of responsibility and empathy in our practice as we attempt to mitigate the stigma and health barriers associated with this community. Our best wishes go out to all the moms as they work hard in their journey to recovery.